Okay, so I just wanted to thank you guys first for meeting with us and making this happen. This is very exciting, and I'm excited to show you guys what I've been working on. So just some housekeeping rules, just keep yourself muted. We don't have a whole lot of time, so I just want to jump right in and get things going. In Teams, up at the top, there's a raise hand button. So if you guys have a question, use that, or just type it up in the chat and I'll get to that. Again, we only have about an hour, so if you do have a question, let's try and not go on a whole lot of tangents. And there's a Q&A at the end, so we do want to have time for that. Okay, so for a little bit of an introduction, I know a lot of you guys don't know what ToolWatch is, so ToolWatch is just like the tool management program that we use. Jenco has been using it for about 10 years, and this is just what we do for keeping track of our inventory, all of our stock, tools, equipment, materials, and consumable. And it's just our easy program to keeping all of that in check. Some goals and objective is by the end of today, I want everybody to be able to request and return their tools and equipment from the warehouse, occasionally being able to transfer all of their tools and equipment from job to job, being able to request your PPE and other consumables such as your glasses, your gloves, extension cords, first aid kits, and breakers, which we'll get into a little bit later. Know that the items in ToolWatch are what we actually have here at the shop. So, like, I don't know. I guess it's just everything that we already have. But if there's something that we don't have that you guys want, just call Tim and he'll be able to help you out. I am going to show you guys today how to request and return your tools, materials, and consumables through the cloud version of ToolWatch, as well as your mobile application for phones, iPads, tablets, all sorts of fun. Yeah. Okay, let me move that.
We have to return consumables?
No, I just meant returning your tools and equipment and being able to request consumables. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to start in the job site portal or the dashboard, and you'll have your portal, your org tree, and your job sites. So you guys will always want the job site.
So Lily, do you want to show them? I mean, so you're going to be at the dashboard, right? So you're on the dashboard, and immediately when you log in, you'll be on the dashboard, which is behind us here, and then you'll do this, right? For first-time users.
Yep. You don't need to mess with the org tree. It should always be the tool crib. And then job site is the only thing that you guys should have to change. So if it's not already filled in like this, you can either type in the job number, or you can come down to browse. And this is where all of them are. And you can just go through, pick whatever. I'm just going to pick a random one. And then the cost center will automatically fill in, and you don't have to worry about cost code. So this should always stay blank, and this will automatically fill it in. And then you'll just press done.
Are you sharing your screen?
I should be.
Can you not see the screen? I can see it.
I can see it. Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, I have a clear picture. Yes, I have a clear picture.
I got it too.
Press on though.
We're good?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. So now we're in the actual dashboard once you're logged in and you get to your job site. I'm just going to show you guys first the requisitions and returns. So up here you should be obviously in your job, and then you'll have all this. You'll come down to requisitions and returns, open up this module, and requisitions home. And requisition just means request. It's just their fancy word of request. So once it loads, you'll have this area down here, which is basically the catalog. You just can't see the pictures yet. So this is everything. So all of tools and equipment and materials and consumables. If you wanted to filter it by just tools and equipment, just select it up there and it'll provide only tools and equipment. And then same thing for materials and consumables. It'll just have those few. So I'm going to show you guys how to actually make a request. So once it loads, so let's just say you guys want a ladder. This just makes it easy. So you'll just click on the ladder. One of these days I'll be able to show you guys. Okay, so it's just like Amazon shopping. It's very simple once you get the hang of it. It's just a little confusing at first, but just like Amazon shopping, it'll tell you how much per month, how many is in stock, and then the add to cart. So super simple. So we're just gonna add to cart. And then over on this side, if you guys need more things, you can unselect that and it'll open up all of them, all of the categories. So you can you can press see more and it'll open up all of them. And let's say you guys need a rotohammer. So again, just add to cart. And that's all you guys need. So up here in the top right will be the shopping cart. You'll just press that once you have everything that you need. Again, you do not need to worry about the cost code. So just leave that blank. So you should have everything should be up here that you selected and you need. If you don't need something, just press remove. And then it'll tell you your total items. And then you'll press checkout whenever you are good to go. It should automatically populate for me. Keep that as for Lily. And then you can select the date that you need it by. So let's say you need it by Monday. And then comments are very, very helpful. I suggest doing it. So you can do deliver by 3 p.m. to Josh or whoever. And that way, when we'll see the ticket, we'll be able to tell them, okay, they need it by 3 and to find Josh. And then down here, you have the submit request as well as up here. So if you have more items, you can do it from either way. So you'll submit it and then you'll see that it's an open request. And up here, I don't know if you guys saw, but it was submitted. So internally, we'll be able to pull your ticket. Let's see, just a quick addition. Make sure you guys are planning all of your work. So we would like to ask that you guys have about 48 hours minimum turnaround because it just makes it a lot easier because we have to find the ticket, pull the ticket, make sure we have everything, make sure we have enough of everything. So having 48 hours just gives everybody plenty of time to get what you want. And then also keep in mind that we have requests almost every single day for tickets that are needed either day of or for the next day. And we also have 40 to 60 active jobs at one time. So we just can't fill all of them as quickly as you guys need. So just keep that in mind when you're planning. All right, the next thing I'm going to show you is the return. So now you guys have requested them, and let's say that you don't need it anymore. So you'll just come, again, requisitions and returns, just put the arrow down to the module, and you'll come to returns home. And this is everything that is currently on this site. So everything on Vistar Dev Ranch, this is everything that they have. So that you know what you have. So let's say, again, we don't need
Hey, while that's spinning there, Lily, it looks like we have one question by Christine here. Christine, you want to jump in while this is loading?
Sure. I think it would be really helpful to start with who is supposed to be using this program and how they get a login, how they get to the website, before we start actually using it.
Well, okay, so
Okay.
we did that by design. Go ahead, Lily. You take it from here.
Okay, so the emails will be auto-generated at the very end, so you should be getting them all around 11:15. Christine, I messed up on yours and I accidentally sent it. But yeah, we have everything in the agenda. Don't worry, we have all of the oh my gosh, sorry, I'm blanking. We have all the links, and then you guys will all be getting your username and passwords.
And how to do this, because we did not want you logging in and trying to access this during the call here. So she's going to show you how to do it. So this is how everybody that needs to request tools and return tools on every job. So primarily the foreman, everybody that's on this call, you're the ones that request and return your tools. So those are the users. And then at the end, we'll actually show you how to get in and log into the cloud and use them on a mobile device. So this we're going through right now, the how to actually use the product, and then we'll give you the permissions to get in and use it yourself. Okay, so back to how to return the tool.
Yes. Okay, so it's almost the exact same as the requisition. So you'll just select which ones you just want to return. You'll click on it and you'll press add to ticket. I'm just going to show you the one, but if you needed more, you'll just unselect that and find what else you needed to return. Up in the right is this little piece of paper. You'll just click on that and it'll take you to the return ticket. And it should, again, auto-populate to the tool crib. You'll keep that. Let's say you need this picked up by Friday, and you'll write your comment. And then, yeah, so you have your comment, your pickup date, and the return to. So you'll just come over here and press submit your ticket. And now it's a return in progress. So again, that's in the back. We'll do that, and then it'll disappear from here. So I think it was right here. Now it's gone. But don't worry, I can fix it. Okay, let's see what's next. Oh yeah, so just reiterating again, this is everything that is on Vistar. So if you're on your job, then you'll be able to see just what's assigned to you. So it's really cool that you guys can see that. And then going back to a return, so let's do a lanyard. I'll be showing you guys how to return, like transfer from job to job. So, and this would be helpful for, like Jamie, she was helping us with our, sorry, like our pilot, I couldn't think of it. Our pilot testing, she was helpful. So, and she needed to transfer it from Concordance to Virgin Galactic. So you would just do, instead of return to the tool crib, you will just come in and select the whatever job you are moving it to. So we'll do from Dev Ranch to MS. And then again, just fill out your pickup dates, your comments, all that, and you'll submit it. And now you've got the second return in progress, but one is to the tool crib and one is to the other job. And I'm just going to briefly go over the catalog in the item browser. It is so much easier to view everything that we have through the requisitions page. But if you did just want to come in and see what we have for like a future request or whatever, this would be helpful. So again, it looks just like the requisitions. But if you come up here and you press this magnifying glass, it'll show everything that we have with their picture. So if you're a visual person, it'll just show you it with the picture. And then the items tracked is how many models we have. And then down here, if you want to show more, so you see we have 913 results. If you come down here, you can show 50, so it'll show just a few more on one screen. Item browser is just about the same. Again, I just recommend doing everything from requisitions because you'll see it all. You'll see the pricing and how many is in stock. So yeah, it's still nice though, so that you can just peek around. And then if you guys heard earlier, I mentioned some breakers. I just want to show you guys that really quick. I was working on this for a little bit, and so I think it's pretty cool what we did. But this is just what we had in the shop. If it's going to load.
So while that's loading, yeah, this will be really cool. So you'll be able to do this from your laptop or your mobile device, where you can actually go in and see what's in the catalog, what's available here at the shop. And so in this particular case, what Lily's done with the breakers is taken all the breakers that we've received from these jobs and catalog them. So now if you're like, hey, I'm looking for a special breaker for my job, do we have one? You can actually look on here and see what we physically have here in the shop. So take it away, Lil.
Exactly. So like I said, from in the catalog, it'll show you other pictures. So these are pictures that I actually took and I cropped out and everything and put them in. So you can see that underneath it, we've got 18 of these 1 pole 20 amp breakers. We have 2 poles, and then again, you have 29 results, but only 10 is showing. So if you just press on that, select as many as you want, and now it'll show all of them on one page, and you can see everything that we have. And these are their real pictures. So everything is up to date. So I just think that's really cool. But again, we are not in the breaker business. So this is just everything that's kind of been dropped off and left here from like old sites or whatever. So, but also not all materials will be tracked. So we don't want random junk left over from your jobs. We're not going to be tracking pipes or fittings. It's just select few that we accepted. Let's see here. Okay, so now I'm going to go over the pick tickets, but just the general information. So all the pick ticket means is when you did your request, that generates a pick ticket, which is for us to say, hey, we requested this. We want this amount of tools and materials on this day at this time, all that good stuff. So, and it'll be fulfilled here at the warehouse. And we will be able to see if it's requested from the job to the tool crib or from the tool crib to the job, or if it's from job to job. So just as long as you guys are making your notes and putting in the correct transfer to, we'll be able to do it super quick, super easy. And then that also is just for us to know, okay, we will be physically moving the tools with the truck. And that also transfers the billing and the costs directly from the job to the new one, or it'll stop billing you guys. So if you're transferring it back here, you'll get stopped as soon as that transfer is done. And then the transfer ticket, we will be wanting you guys to sign it. So whoever you guys assign, I guess, as the foreman or the lead for picking up and accepting the items, you just verify, just like getting your vendor deliveries, just verify that you got everything that you asked for. It's all in good shape. You got enough of everything that you asked for. So you don't want your people leaving and you're missing something, because you wouldn't do that if you were getting your vendor deliveries. And we just want you to make sure that it's signed. So I actually have an example of what that looks like. So they got, I think we figured out that this was spelled wrong, but we did their tool pry bars and they signed it down here at the bottom. So yeah, so this is just an example of what that transfer ticket looks like. And we will be offering them to you guys to keep and hold on to so that you can check off while you're getting them as well. Sorry. Sorry, I'm just trying to read all your guys' questions right now. So is there a way to print out what tools and consumables are assigned? So you can print out what is currently assigned to you guys. I can run a report and email it to you. That would probably be the best way. Otherwise, you can just go into the requisitions and returns, and the returns home just shows you everything that you have. I don't think you can print it from there though. So I think you might just have to ask me or James to print a report and get it through that.
Yeah, so I think if I'll chime in here, so, and maybe we'll hold these till the end, Lily, because it looks like we have a few questions piling up here, so let's
Okay.
circle back to that.
Okay, I just keep getting I don't wanna.
Yeah, no worries, just keep
One
going
out.
and then,
Okay. All right, so that's it on pick tickets, just kind of background information. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing, but for the mobile device, which is super easy. iPad. Again, it works for tablets, Androids, all that. See this now? Yes, okay. So you just download the app. I have the links for the apps too. You'll just log in. You'll log in, it'll take you to field, and then you'll come to the home page. Oh, sorry. Come to the home page and it'll have this all on the side. So what we're going to start with is requests again. So you'll just click on requests. And it's just worded a little differently, but everything is the exact same. So up here in the top right corner is the plus sign. I think for Androids, it's just in the bottom right, but it should be the same. So again, submit to the tool crib for cost center, auto-populates, don't worry about cost code. This is where you'll do your need by date and your comments. Once you're on this screen, you don't need to worry about entering or scanning the items because you don't have them. So you'll come up in the top right, click on the dots, and you'll press add item. And you by the category. Again, you can filter by tools or materials. Yeah, if it's a quantity item, just type in the quantity, press OK. And then I'm just going to do that one. So once you're done with getting everything that you need, you'll just press all the back arrows until you're back to the draft screen. Make sure you have everything that you need and the correct amount of quantity. And then when you're ready to go, if you want to press save draft, if you know that you need to add something later, just press save draft. Or you can submit. I'm just going to submit this one. It'll pop you out right here. You can see you're submitted right here. And then if you saved it as a draft, then it'll still be right here. And you can keep clicking on it and coming back to it later. And then for the for the return tickets, it's just, again, it's worded a little differently on the app. So this one on here is called a move ticket. Same thing, just moving it from either your job site to the tool crib or job site to job site. So from here, we'll do and if you know that you're just gonna like have it picked up and taken back to the tool crib, you can come to stock location, click on stock, and then come down here to the tool crib. And that way you only have 3 options, super easy to find. And then your notes. I keep doing all the notes is because they are super helpful. It really lets us know like what you want, when you want it done, and it's just helpful. So, and because this is a move ticket so that you already have the tools and you no longer need them, you can either type in the the number. So like if there's a ladder on the job that you no longer need, you can type it in. Or there is the barcode scanner right here, which is also super helpful because everything has a barcode. So what you'll do is sorry, I'm going to turn my back so I can get actually, I don't know. So you'll just click on the barcode scanner and you're just going to hover over the barcode and it'll automatically take the picture once it's in focus. See that? So you don't need to click the camera button. You don't need to do anything like that. Once it's in focus, it'll take the picture of the barcode. So you'll do your quantity. And let's say that's everything that you no longer need on that job site. So again, just come back up top right and submit this ticket. And then it'll automatically like take you back to start a new ticket. So once you're back to this page, you are done. And that's everything that you need to do. So you don't need to unless you need more things taken off, you don't need to do another move ticket.
So I think the one thing to add to that is they're still developing the return feature for the mobile devices. It's probably easiest to use the cloud version because you can see everything you have on your job, click return.
Mhm.
It is possible. So probably the easiest way, like Lily just showed, is physically scan the barcode of the tool you want to return. And that's the simplest way to return it on the mobile device app.
But again, if you're in the field and not, don't have access to it, you can always just find the barcode and scan it in through there. So, okay, so this is what everybody has been waiting for. So setting up and logging in. So again, at around 11:15, you guys will be getting an email, a separate email from me with your username and password. And then also we will be sending out the links for the cloud version as well as the links for the ToolWatch app for your guys' devices. And I'm going to show you how to log in. Actually, logging in is very, self-explanatory. Once you have your username and password, you just sign in. What I want you to do though, sorry, I went too fast. So come up here. Once you are logged in, come up here to the top right with your name. Just click on your name and press settings, and then it'll come up to this screen. I recommend 100% that you change your password. So just change your password and submit. And then another thing that I think would be super helpful for you guys, if you come down here, there is a notify me when pick tickets requested by me are completed. So you can either get an email or a text message. I think you can select both. So you can get an email and or a text message that says whenever you made a pick ticket, so a request for tools, that it's done. And then if you do want the text message, just come up here to the ad, type in your phone number, send the verification code, and then you'll just select whatever notifications you want and press save. for logging in. Just make sure that you guys are changing your password, and then if you want those notifications. So just a brief recap, starting today, we want 100% all of our requests and returns done through ToolWatch. So we will not be accepting any more requests through FieldWire. So PPE, consumables, your tools, that should all be done in ToolWatch. Nothing should be done through FieldWire unless we don't have it. But again, you can call Tim or whatever. Should we start the Q&A now?
I think so. So all of the jobs are already set up in there. So it's not like we have a waiting period or anything. So, to return a request, you'll log in, you'll be able to view your jobs that you're currently on right now. You just go in there and select your projects and you'll be able to see all your tools that are on there. So that's the cool thing is now we can roll this out in real time, and going forward, you'll be able to. So if you want to return tools that are on your existing job, you can do that. So now you won't have to just send a task and FieldWire to say, do you have this rope or do you have that? You can physically see what we have in stock, and you can physically return what items you have. Pretty cool. So yeah, I think we can jump on some of these questions here, Lily.
You guys just want to unmute and ask it. That might be easy.
Well, let's go through the ones that are posted here first, and then we'll do kind of an open dialogue. So I think we've partially touched on Kevin. So maybe real quick on Kevin's questions about printing out what is on a particular job. We just show the quick and easy way to see what's physically on your job.
Yeah. So still in job site portal, you'll just come down to requisitions and returns home. And this shows everything that has been assigned to you. Materials and consumables tab will just show materials and consumables. So as you can see, they've got 7 cords, 1 first aid kit, but there's no way to print it out. So that would just have to be like a separate report that I could do.
So like let's look at, I don't know, American Express real quick, and then you can see, because he's got a lot more tools out there. So for you doing your replanning meetings, I think that's part of what Kevin was asking about. When you're doing a replanning meeting, you can physically just go in here and see in real time what you physically have on your job. So there's two views there, right? So start to return is on the top left in the box there. So you can scroll up and down and kind of see a quick and dirty visual of those items right there, of everything that's on that job. And then at the bottom, it's more of a list view where you can see, you probably go to all categories here, Lily. Now you can see everything that's on the job: benders, carts, wire cages, fish tapes, all that, right? So this is pretty helpful when you're in your replanning meetings. You can say, do I really need this? And then right now you can say, I want to return this bender because I don't need it anymore. And so you can do that in real time. So I think that'll be real beneficial in your replanning meetings. Hopefully that answers your question, Kevin, but we're going to move on in the sake of time. So Marcel said, okay, so precon, so that's a whole nother animal, Marcel, as far as updating the form. You can see in real time what the costs are per item, but we'll have to circle back on that because we're trying to show you how to use the product. And then so Albert, does the job get the credit for breakers being picked up? So the answer is no, but we might charge you to come and pick them up for you. So I suggest you get with your project manager and return them and get a credit for your job, because if you send them back here, like Lily said, if we get a box full of miscellaneous parts and pieces, they'll wind up in the trash can more than likely. Is there a place to tell you about damages? If you receive a damaged tool, Eric Rock, I suggest you do not accept that tool on the delivery. That's part of when you're receiving. If you request 6 tools and you get your transfer ticket, which is essentially just saying I'm transferring it from me to you, then that's your opportunity to say, I do not accept this tool, I'm returning it. And we can deal with that in real time on the spot. We're doing our best to not send out damaged tools, but as you can imagine, typically we see a rotor hammer that a week after it's delivered, it's reported as damaged, and 9 times out of 10, that's it was damaged in the first week of its use on the job site. I think Jamie's being a smarty pants here about a 8-foot ladder being $76. So we have over 2,500 tools in here. If you see some anomaly that says, does it really cost $2,500 to rent a screwdriver for a month? If I could get away with that, sure, I would love to charge that, but I don't think it's realistic. So we might occasionally have to make some modifications to it, but you might be looking at a podium ladder on that. So
So Chris, the 8-foot ladder she is referring to was the first one we looked at on that Lily showed during the training, and it did say $76 per month.
Okay, so
some are 100 something.
Yeah, that is. I mean, is that a problem? Just kidding. So like I said, we are still cleaning some of these up, and for some reason there's a handful of these that I mean, we've been cleaning up pricing right up till 9:59 this morning, and we can't catch everything, but she's going through that. So Elena, I'm sorry I missed you, but you got overtaken by 50 posts on this comment. So who has access to this, and is there a link? Is that your question? Okay, so that was already answered. So we're going to post the links to the cloud, the apps for your mobile devices here at the end. We'll have some follow-ups. We will post this on our YouTube channel and have it a invite only, and so you should be getting that link as well. So any tool request needs to go through ToolWatch. So Elena
Is this
asked,
for work orders as well, or just jobs?
any tool request that you need.
So yes,
So
work orders
yeah.
too. You can
Are
see
the service techs going to get access to this as well? Because I don't see any of them on here.
So the answer would be yes, but service techs also have a lot of inventory on their vans. So most of what they have is already on their vans. I mean, all the way from first aid kits, fire extinguishers, PPE, they have a lot of that stuff. So if they need a special one, yes, they'll need to request it this way as well. So if we miss that, then that's, I apologize for missing the service text of the invite, but we will be able to post this recording for them to see this at the end. But I think what you see on the screen right now, it's not just tools, it's your PPE. So all your PPE and first aid kits, gloves, glasses, everything is requested right here in ToolWatch. So consumable, right? It's a one-time deal, and it comes out to your job site. So when you do your monthly inspection on your fire extinguisher or your weekly inspection on your first aid kit, and you say, I need this, like I need a new first aid kit, piece of cake, you can right here. So Lily, if you'll just click on that, cut level 2 gloves.
the request again.
Yep, you'll just click that, and it'll take you right to your cut level 2 gloves. And they are individually listed by size. So large, small, extra large, 2X, they're all in the PPE. So we have safety glasses, dark glasses, cover over glasses, gloves, vests, hard hats, everything's in there. So if you need something in particular, you'll request them right here in ToolWatch. Pretty cool.
So what if you want to request something, but you want to pick it up from the shop? Where do you put that information?
Just put that in the comments.
Gotcha.
So it'll still be a pick ticket and request, but just write that you don't need the delivery.
Hey, hopefully we got all. Go ahead, Albert.
Sorry about that. This is to the question that was just asked, and you still need 24 to 48 hours to process that ticket if we're picking it up, correct?
Maybe not so much, because we won't have to like collaborate with the delivery driver. So just as long as you make it very clear that it's a pickup and that you actually do pick it up, it should be fine for maybe day of.
So let's try to get 24 hours notice on there, please.
Understood.
Right, and I was gonna say, because again, remember, Albert, if you leave the job to come pick up a special tool, right? It's like, who's your designated safety person while you're not there, right? And so we would rather you guys on the site coordinating your work, not coming here to pick up a knockout set.
Correct.
Not only that, but it is still an interruption to our day-to-day progress or process.
AJ's got a question?
Yeah, after you submit the requisition, how are you notified that they're going to be able to deliver it on a certain date? Is that on the pick ticket, or how are they getting confirmation?
So after I see the pick ticket, they get sent to me, I will coordinate. If it could happen where, you know, the next day, if I'm delivering to a project nearby, that we might get it to you sooner. But at any rate, I will, whoever is the requester will get a calendar invitation for the delivery, for a delivery window on that day.
Good answer, Tim.
Yeah, does that make sense? So when Tim gets it scheduled, he's actually forwarding it to the requestor and the delivery driver so that it's on the calendar for that. Good
Yeah,
point.
What happens if you don't make it by the date that we need it in the field, or you're late?
And we charge you extra.
It's free.
I like the free. That sounds great.
We'll do everything we can to get it to you when you need it. I mean, we're not gonna, you know, stick to a certain time and you know, screw you if we can't make it. We're here to work with you, so we want to get what you need when you need it.
Yeah, so Gary, I don't think that's not a typical problem that we see of not fulfilling it. The only time I can see that being a problem is when you're calling at noon or submitting a ticket at noon to say, I want this knockout set by 2 p.m. today. That's pretty unreasonable. That's why we're saying give us the 48 hours notice. So if you're requesting something for today or first thing tomorrow morning and it's already noon, you might not get it. But that's no different than FieldWire is today, right? So that's where I know you all know this, but that's where the personal phone call to Tim to say, I am in trouble, I need help, right? That's a sidebar conversation that you got to have with Tim to say, can any flexibility in the schedule? But we don't want that to be the norm. We want that to be the exception, not the rule.
Well, I know I was waiting on a job and the delivery driver went to the wrong job, and I actually had to stay later that day, which put me in overtime just for this part. So that's the only reason I'm saying what happens in this situation that costs the job time.
I get that. That was a mistake on our part. I don't see that happening very often.
Okay.
Can you go back to the requisition home that shows, you know, the big master catalog? You know, all categories. Well, I was looking at the all categories at the bottom where it showed, you know, the tool, and then in the
Oh, like
parentheses it
just
shows,
written out.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So just their air compressor, for instance. So this is, you have two, and those are two that are in the inventory sitting down at ES in the tool crib, correct?
Yes. So there you can see there's one in stock.
Okay, so there's two in stock currently. So if
Yep.
both of those happen to go to jobs, will that item just disappear from that list, or will it be 0 in stock? Because if somebody's looking for an
say-
air compressor and they're all out, do they just not exist, or is there a way to find an air compressor at, say, another job, so we can, you know, call that person, hey, you got an air compressor, how long are you going to need it?
Yeah, so it'll just say 0 in stock and you can actually still request it. And then if you're not in a hurry for it, we can just get it to you when we get it back. Otherwise, I don't really want to share all my secrets, but there is a way to tell you which like job it's on. So if you needed it, just let us know and we could be like, hey, is there a way
In
to-"
that situation,
Yeah.
Tari, we'll send an email out to all the foremen and ask them if they're still using whatever the item is, and if we can pick it up and move it.
Right. I mean, just like if Kevin needed the bender, but we know that Gary has the bender and they, it's not showing as in stock, but we can say, you can see bender. Oh, there it is. And then, I know we want it all to funnel through here, but I just think it would be easier to know, oh, okay, we do know where this thing is and when it might be available.
Yeah, we will know where it is and when it might be available, and we can also make that phone call to see if we can get it sooner.
Okay. But we won't, or the people, our foreman and us, we don't have that capability. That's just that's an internal thing for you guys.
If Gary wants to call Albert and say, Albert, hey, I know you've got a air compressor out there. Can I borrow it? I mean, we can make arrangements. It's not.
Well, but will he know who has it?
Well,
Without,
okay, so this is
snooping
where
every job.
Well, yeah, I ran through this earlier and I was going to show that to you guys, but it kind of got pulled out.
Okay.
Should I just show them?
well,
Because it seems
that's
like it
why
would be
that's why
helpful.
Lily specifically said call Tim, because if you see the compressor on here and so like she said earlier, what you see on the screen is what we actually own. If it's out of stock, Tim can track it down for you. You got to make that request or make that phone call to Tim to say, I need this. But if it's not even in our inventory, that's why you got to call Tim and say, look, I'm looking for this special widget tool. Then you guys can hash out, is it actually worthwhile for Jenco to buy that tool and put it in our inventory? Or can we do, like Hilti offers, for instance, a short-term lease. So we can buy it or rent a tool in lieu of buying it for 30 days, right? We did this at Amex. I say, hey, I need to rent this tool for 30 days and that's it. But, we don't want to buy a bunch of tools because we need it on one job one time, right? And so again, it's like if you don't see it in our inventory or available to actually rent, like in this case, 0 in stock, you call Tim. Pretty simple. I mean, that's no different than it is now. You just don't see that's happening in FieldWire.
That answers my question in text that I sent earlier. Thank you.
So, you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
So, Chris, I'd like you guys to consider, though, you and Tim, you don't need to answer here, but I'd like you guys to consider. I think if the product allows the foreman to put in the requisition and they have 48 hours, I think you guys should consider that's your process to find that tool. And if you're having difficulty meeting the deadline, to pick up the phone and call the foreman and say, hey, is this really needed in 48 hours? I think I got one for you, but it's going to be 72 hours. But centralize that find it because it's not in your inventory. I like you guys consider that that's part of the service you guys provide. Is they give you the requisition, you guys figure it out or negotiate with the individual foreman for a longer time if it's appropriate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and to kind of piggyback onto that, right? So like what you won't notice on here, or what you will notice that we do not have, anything with a gas engine. So in other words, if you call looking for a generator, nope, call Craig and get it from Sunstate or somebody. We don't offer generators anymore.
I have a question on this topic.
Why is that?
Go ahead, Albert. We'll get back to you, Gary.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so since we earlier I heard you say that we can transfer from job to job. So if we're going to do, say for example, back to Gary, if I need an air compressor from Gary and I need it for one day, but it's on his job, I can transfer. Can we transfer? We would let you know so you can transfer the ticket to my job for one day and then I get it back to him, and then he transfers it back to his job, correct?
Exactly. So if you knew that he had the tool you wanted, Gary could initiate a transfer from his job to your job and then coordinate the pickup. So that'll send, like Lily alluded to earlier, it'll send a pick ticket to us to say, look, I want to move this tool from my job to this job or from this job to this job. And then can you pick it up at 6 a.m. and drop it off over there? Yeah, that's how you do that job to job transfer. But it should be the person that has the tool on their job initiating that transfer.
Good. I just want to make sure I understood this correctly.
But typically, so when Jamie helped us pilot this, right, she's running multiple jobs, and she's like, I need to move these tools from this job to this job. And so she test piloted that with us, and it actually worked out really well. So she could say, I need to move, I have 15 tools in my inventory and I need to move these 6 ladders over to that other job. And she just did that herself. She said, I'm going to go from this job to this job, initiate the pick ticket, and then we go over there with the truck, move the stuff for her. That's it. And the cost will be
Perfect.
transferred as well.
Hey, Chris, does everybody have access to all the jobs, or is it just the jobs that you're assigned to?
You have access to all of them.
All right, Gary, did you have something?
Is this the same ToolWatch we had a couple years ago? And then I was just asking about the generators, why we don't do generators. That's all.
So yes, we've been using ToolWatch for about 10 years. They've been making continuous improvements to it. And even in the last 90 days, they've made just multiple changes to both the desktop and mobile. So now we want to roll it out to you guys so you can actually use it. Like Lily said earlier, Amazon shopping, see physically what you're getting. Most of the pictures that you have in here are either stock photos from the website of that model or actually the tool that we have, like she said, the breakers that we have. Back to the generator. So you can imagine we buy a $1,500 generator, it goes out to the job, it's not treated very well, it comes back, it typically costs us $500-600 to get it serviced and repaired, and we get it out to the job site, and about 99 out of 100 times, all I hear is that what a piece of crap this thing is, and I'm tired of sending generators back and forth to the field, so we'll rent them from somebody else because we don't maintain gas engines here. I don't have a mechanic on staff. And so it's just not cost effective for us to do that. So that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Gotcha.
I could see that answer, the hose water, because generators typically get loaded down, so they're running pretty much 90% output all the time.
So what does everybody think so far? Does this look like a nice improvement to the tool request system?
Yes, I like it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
that's a huge
for,
step up from FieldWire.
So real quick, for tools that are not on here that we need, do we just coordinate that with Tim or with our PM, or what do we do in that situation?
No, so you'll call Tim if you need something special. Call Tim if we can get it. Then it's a complex system, so that's the easy answer, right? Is call Tim and say, hey, look, I'm looking for this special tool. It's not in the catalog. A lot of that's going on now. You just don't know it. It's behind the scenes. So now you'll be able to physically request what we have in inventory. And if it's not there, then you just make a quick phone call to say, I'm looking for this, what's the wire stretcher? Is that what I always hear about we're looking for?
I'm still waiting for mine, Chris.
So if you need a wire stretcher and it's not in the catalog, you better call Tim and see if he can find you one. All right.
I know
So we're getting
some
close to
people.
time. Yeah, we're getting close to time. We wanted to keep this right at an hour to respect for you guys to get out to your jobs. Any other questions that we can answer while we're here?
Thank you, Lily. This was well put together.
Thank you. And feel free to email me if you guys do have any other questions, any specific questions. I've been working on this. This has been my whole job. So there's some things that I don't know a whole bunch about, but I think for now, I think this is going to be really nice and a great advancement and adjustment from FieldWire, and it'll go much smoother.
Yeah, good job, Lily.
Yep, awesome, everyone. Thank you.
Fantastic. So we'll post the video link to everybody. We'll give you all links to log into ToolWatch in the cloud, how to get it on your mobile devices. So again, phones, iPads, tablets, all that good stuff. And if you run into any trouble, I'm sure as we roll this out, there's going to be some stumbling going on, but we're here to help. Lily's a great resource to reach out to. So touch base there, and you should all be getting your login usernames and passwords here in the next 20, 30 minutes. And if anybody does not receive that, then just let Lily know that you never received that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
You all have a good day.
Thank you all. Appreciate it, Lily.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.